it's a little add-on for advanced users that wishes to create several replaces if you didn't find out by yourself. And also it will give you a little tip on how to eslify your mod if you have too much plugins like me, and a little fix on the load order in Vortex if it doesn't work and if your ESP is not at the right place. Okay, so if you followed my tutorial, you will get your synthesis.esp here in the Skyrim Special Edition data folder, which you can find here. All right. This file must be removed from here or renamed at least, because it will get override each and every time you will rerun synthesis with different settings. So this is why I will take it and I will put it. I just cut it, and I will put it in my PhaseGen output folder here. All right, there it is. Here you will have your meshes and textures. Don't forget, here you have, I have only one, but you can have several folders. After every synthesis output succeeded, you must delete the meshes and textures here, or at least delete this folder, the folder you created after it's done, because otherwise you will get a mess, because there will be more here, and with what we're about to do, it will be a little bit messy, and this is not what we want. We want something ordered. This is the purpose of the video. So here's the synthesis. I'm going to rename it just to Toccata test. Yep. There, I'm going to grab this one, select this one, the meshes and textures from before, and then I'm going to use 7-zip just to create an archive. This is very simple. Toccata test. And there we go. We have there an archive with the name Toccata test. So going to my downloads folder. Whoops. And there. I'm going to put it in there, of course, and install. Okay, so it's going to deploy as usual. And normally we should have the. All right, this is just something I messed up, but it's fine. You will just have the two folders in one file here. Don't know why this happened. All right. All right, there it is. Okay, so here we have your ESP, which is the important part. And there you see it will go in the default group, and you have a flag here with a little feather. This you can right click and mark light, and it will work. Then you need to redeploy, leave vortex. Okay, I'm going to do it just to show you. So no, it will take too much time. Just leave vortex, then reopen vortex, and then deploy, and it will ask you to override the file on the main window here that will appear, because Vortex will detect there is the ESP, the file was changed, and you need to say yes to replace it with a new one. And there you go, you got a light ESL ESP, which works perfectly. All my replaces are this way and works. So this is to ESL. Now for the group, you're gonna double click there, and then you have groups here. So you can create a new group. You can check out videos on how to do it. It's quite easy, but you can also put it in the group late fixes and changes. For myself, I created this group for personal reasons, which allows me to get everything ordered. But you can put it there, and then when you hit sort in English, I think, you will get your ESP right at the bottom of your load order. So it will always override your follower, you see. So here we can see this was good because the load order was already respected, because here the load order from the main mod is follower mod is 251 and 252. But sometimes I had a case where it didn't work and it was placed before, so it didn't work. So you can do this if you have several mods altering your follower and you want to be sure the face is right at the bottom. For example, you have and not on Tokada, but on Recorder, you can have fixes, and Sophia as well. You can have fixes and bug fixes, and then it will be quite messy. So put it right at the bottom, so there is no risks. It will not override everything. All right, this is all about how to create different replaces for several followers. Now, you can skip the last part. This is just a brief explanation and add-ons for people that wishes to understand how this works, how synthesis works, and a few details on synthesis. All right, of course, I'm going to delete this. Nope. Yeah, I'm going to delete it because of course I don't need it. I already have one. All right. So this is just a brief explanation. Here you have your follower. So this is a receiver follower in my example, but never mind. And this is a non-player character. What the mod does is it just takes values from everything here. So the values from the face, and it will create a new ESP, which is named synthesis by default, of course. And it will put all your values from the donors mod in a new ESP that will override your follower mod. This is just for an explanation for what synthesis does. For the last part of explaining the meshes and textures, meshes are like the skeleton of the face, and textures maybe the skin, or meshes are the shape. Never mind. And oh, there it is. Yep, of course. So what it does, it will get you the meshes and textures from your follower mod, and it will override. These are files. That's why they can be override directly in rules here. But the ESPs, they must be put at the bottom because it will check whatever ESP goes first, and this is important. Okay, so last thing is just a small explanation on synthesis, on the appearance copier specifically. Right, this is what I wanted to talk about. Okay, this is quite important because the change thing here, this is what I talked about in my tutorial, but here you can also leave the race. It may have unwanted results depending on which races donor and receiver are. But sometimes it can be important to leave the race because, for example, you have a follower from a certain race and some scripts or dialogues will not match the race of which you change it. So sometimes it may be important to leave it. So the copy, I think, is for just using races values, but leaving the race also. But I do not recommend this as it didn't work well for me. All right, so I think this is it. I went through everything what I wanted to tell you. Yep, I think that's all.